Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to answer one of the questions that I get asked quite a lot again, specifically about how I get my models around the world to the air shows that I travel to. Now really, this is quite a problem when you fly such large planes as we do nowadays. I mean, you can see the size of the box that we have here is absolutely huge. This one is actually 3 meters long and is the one that I use to transport my J10 in, as well as my 2.70 m extras. Now the problem with such a size box is that there's no easy way to transport it, so which is why I get asked a lot how I actually do it. There are only really 3 ways, none of which are easy. The first one is you can try to put it in the actual airplane itself. Take it with you. That's quite difficult because it has to be completely dry, so no fuel. It can't have batteries in it, and normally the airlines have size restrictions, so the box will always be too big to actually fit in the plane with you anyway. However, that can normally be the easiest and cheapest way of getting it there. Now, the other option is the obvious one, it's the easy one, which is make a stonking big box and send it by a courier. Now this is going to take roughly about a week to get there. It will normally go by air unless it's somewhere within your same continent, in which case it can go by ground. When it's by ground it's expensive, when it's by air it's stupidly expensive. So not exactly an easy option. Maybe for that once in a lifetime dream of I want to fly at X, Joe Knoll, jet power. Insert your event here. But that really is the way that most of my planes get shipped around. Fortunately, thanks to the events and sponsors, they cover the cost of that, as to do it personally would be just impossible. The third option is the cheapest one, but unfortunately it's also the one which has you lose your airplane the longest. Which is, if a number of you want to go to the same event, you can rent the shipment of a shipping container. Stick all the models in there, and the cost of that, when you divide it up by a number of planes, pilots, normally will result in very cheap shipping. The problem is that takes maybe 2 months to get there, and a further 2 months to get back again. So you lose your model for a total of 3 to 4 months of the year. Now again, if it's for that once in a lifetime opportunity to fly at that flying field that you've always wanted to, that you've been watching on the internet, on videos, go for it. If it's your competition airplane and you're going for a competition, it's far from ideal because you're not going to be able to practice with it for 2 months before going, and you're going to arrive to almost a new plane again. Now, the next problem. The actual shipping itself. We all know how couriers deliver boxes. Something that starts off being this big, all too often arrives this big. Why? Because they've put stuff on top of it, they've thrown it in the back of the truck, who knows what they do with it. End of the day, it gets mashed. Now that's fine-ish when it's a small box with a small component inside it that's relatively cheap. But when you have a stupidly expensive airplane in there, you really don't want it to get battered. What can you do about it? Not all that much really. You make a big box, a strong box, and you just hope that they're going to look after it. Now this one is mine. As you can see, it's quite a heavy duty box. It's made out of sort of 1/2 inch wood with a number of straps around it. We have our fragile stamps, this way up stamps, and then down here we have the hole where someone managed to put a forklift through it. Not to mention the fact they've broken the feet and so on. So how did they manage to actually get the forklift through it in the first place when there's all that gap underneath it? Well, If you're the guy that did it, I'm happy to hear from you. Okay, screws out, showtime. What's inside? Is it all there? Is there anything missing? Is it all intact? Okay, so it looks like everything's arrived okay. Let's take a look at how everything was installed in the box to make sure that it did actually arrive back in one piece. On this occasion from Tenerife, but this could have come from anywhere in the world. First step, everything must be fixed down. We need no vibration at all. So everything is one. Fuselage is strapped down and screwed to the bottom of the box with these straps, which are tight to make sure that the plane can't move anywhere. Now I can try and lift that up and nothing's going to happen. The idea is, if the plane moves inside the box, every time the box hits a bump, that plane is going to move and going to cause damage to itself. So the box and the plane must be one. Next up, we have the wings and the rudders. Here we actually have the rudder bag screwed to the side of the box and simply wedged in there. Now once the top of the box comes over the top here, this can no longer come out over the top and it can't come to the side of the fuselage. So there's a nice gap in there where no damage can come to anything. The same applies to the wings. Wings again are tightly fastened to the box, so nothing's really moving anywhere. Same applies to this side, and everything else is just cable tied to the side of the box. So that includes my FPV racer, wing tube, and on this occasion even a Powerbox banner. The banners themselves are actually just placed on the bottom there, as there's no weight to them and they can't cause any damage anyway. Now, down here, see if I can get you in there, there's actually a box which is screwed to the bottom of the box, and inside there are all the screws and accessories for the plane. Again, as that's screwed down, it can't go anywhere, it's tied down and everything is secure, leaving a nice gap in between that and the plane. And on this occasion, I would say we've been quite lucky, as our nice little forklift friend hasn't actually caused us any damage. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found it helpful, especially if you're intending to travel overseas, creating your model up, sending it somewhere exotic. And if it has been, well, remember to like the video, drop us a comment. By all means, if you have any questions, just let me know. And remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos. And happy flying, overseas this time.